In this episode, we're going to talk about 10 steps to create an email newsletter for your art business. In the previous article, we covered what an email newsletter is, why you need it, and 4 use cases to consider when communicating with your art patrons. In this article, we're going to cover 10 steps to create a successful email newsletter for your artwork. Let's jump right in. Welcome, I'm Stephanie Weaver, artist and founder of the Positive Painters online creative community, coming to you with art business tips so that you can gain focus and action on your art business. This week's episode is brought to you by the Positive Painters online artist community. The Positive Painters community is a place you can grow your art and your art business with fellow artists who have been in the trenches and know what it takes to grow an art business and create fabulous art. Join today at stephanieweaverartist.com. Without further ado, let's jump into the 10 steps to create an email newsletter. Step number 1, decide on the style. So what's your goal of your newsletter? Choose the use case and format that best meets your needs that we discussed in the previous article. The link is in the show notes. Step number 2 is to create an editorial calendar. Most email newsletters are published daily, once or twice a week, or once or twice a month. If you're just getting started, be conservative. Pick a schedule that you can maintain even in your busy season. Then choose a schedule. Maybe it'll be every Tuesday at noon, or Mondays and Thursdays. The key is to be consistent as to when you deliver the emails so that your subscribers can anticipate the emails. To plan your content, create a simple editorial calendar in Google Sheets or your favorite productivity app. When you have an idea, just drop it into your editorial calendar. And then after that, you just send it out, mark your task complete. The Positive Painter online artist community members will have access to an editorial template and planning tool that I created in both Google spreadsheet form and my personal favorite way of using it, using Airtable. Step number 3, choose an email template. An email template helps you create a professional newsletter without having any knowledge of code. When you choose an email provider, they will have many templates for you to choose from, or you can customize one for your own purposes. For the template, you don't have to use the same format in every email, but it's a good idea to follow the same basic template so your branding is consistent. Step number 4, choose a subject line. The subject line is as important, if not more important, than the content of the newsletter itself. It's the first thing that people see and can make the difference between getting it opened or getting it deleted. A good subject line is like the headline of a sales page. It should build curiosity and suggest that there is value to opening the email. Now here's a warning. Do not resort to cheap tactics or clickbait approach. This is just frustrating and will cause you to lose trust with your subscribers. For help for coming up with good subject lines, use a swipe file like the Digital Marketers 101, the best email subject lines. Check the show notes for a link to this fabulous article. Step number 5, use alt text with your images. In an email newsletter, alt text is critical for engaging all your subscribers. Alt text is a short description of an image added to the code of an image. It helps search engines and screen readers understand what the image is, and some inboxes don't display images and some subscribers are visually impaired. For all these reasons, the alt text helps the reader engage with the content even when they can see the images. Step 6, comply with email regulations. Email compliance is nothing to be trifled with. Many email platforms are designed to keep you compliant, but it is wise to be informed so you don't accidentally overstep. Already there are strict guidelines that protect consumers from spam and the misuse of their personal information, and more regulations are likely on the horizon. To ensure your newsletter is delivered and avoid fines and prosecution, you must follow these rules. Here are some of the most important email regulations, and links are provided within the show notes. You have the GDPR for the EU, CCPA for the California's Canned Spam Act, the UK Privacy Electronic Communication Regulations of 2003. And like I said, there's more on the way. And again, email service providers work to remain compliant with these laws so you can create content. Do your research on your provider, and if you have questions about the compliance, contact the email service provider. Step number 7, make sure your email is mobile friendly. According to 99firms.com, link provided in the show notes, 85% of users rely on their smartphones to check their email. Today, to engage with your followers, it pays to have a mobile-first approach to layout and design. After all, a large percentage of people really read these emails in bed. For this, make sure that you use a responsive template. It should reformat the newsletter depending on the device your reader is using. That will ensure it can be read without pinching, scrolling, or turning. Step number 8, optimize your images. Image optimization is about reducing the file size of your images as much as possible without sacrificing the quality so that your page load times remain low and will load appropriately with email clients. Email clients like Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook, etc., they vary when it comes to displaying emails. This can mean that different email clients will display your email up to a certain size. So when an email is larger than the email client supports, they will include a button at the bottom of the email allowing the recipient to, quote, view in full email when clicked. You want to make your emails accessible without that additional action. And one method of minimizing your email size is by compressing your images. Compressing your image sizes can greatly enhance your user experience for both your emails and your pages. I recommend using free image compression tools like Image Optim or imageresizer.com, links provided in the show notes. Step number 9, send a test email. Send a test email to yourself or someone that you trust before sending it to your entire list. You want to confirm the email is formatted properly. The layout is easy to read on all devices, and there are no typos or major mistakes like broken links, and this I've been guilty of. Step number 10, set up your confirmation email. Confirmation emails are automated emails that confirm an action taken by the user. They also kickstart the relationship you're attempting to build with your subscriber by starting a one-on-one conversation. When you create your subscription form, take a minute to craft a personal confirmation email as well. That will start your new relationship on the right foot. Your homework? If you don't have an email service provider, do some research to find an email service provider, and if you are looking for a recommendation, I actually prefer ConvertKit, which is free for up to 1,000 email subscribers. The second part of your homework is to go ahead and register to attend the Email Marketing Lunch and Learn that's scheduled for May 13th. If you're reading or viewing this after May 13, 2021, the replay is available to members of the online artist community, and you can join that community today and gain access to this and so much more. Community members, you can go to the art business resources of your library and go ahead and download the email marketing planning template in the form that you prefer, whether you prefer spreadsheet or Airtable. So that's a lot for this week. Next week, we're going to cover 10 ideas for artist email newsletter content. So here's a shout out. Subscribe to my newsletter, conveniently located in the show notes and on the bottom of this blog post. And follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube. And until next time, stay safe, happy, and healthy, and happy creating.